Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us that very first time, welcome as well. It's good to have you. And our topic for you today, it's 7 surprising things that can explain a decline in sales. 7 surprising things that can explain a decline in membership sales. Now, before we get into our topic today, just a quick reminder, my focus, my mission here in the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can, across the globe. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel. So if you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business to that next level, please check out those links below. And then for you folks who are looking to open a new gym and you need funding, you have an existing operation, you need funding, maybe you're trying to sell, your new buyer needs funding, we can help provide funding, for up to $400,000. It is unsecured. There's no restrictions on use. The basic qualification for it is a minimum credit score of 680 or better in all 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and a minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the 2 previous years. Now, check out the links below under financing and funding, for more information on that. And then there's other programs, other financing and funding options that are there as well. So take a look at that. Happy to chat with you if you have any questions on that. And with that said, let's get into our topic here today. And it's 7 surprising things that can explain a decline in sales. Are your sales declining? Let me give you some things you might want to look at. Okay, number 1 on my list is not paying attention to member needs. Not paying attention to member needs. Okay, when a customer joins, if we're doing it right, what are we doing? We're solving problems for them. We're providing solutions. We're showing them, hey, here's how we can solve your problem. Here's how we can provide a solution for you. Are we continuing to do that? Are we continuing to do that? Okay. Are we creating an experience in our gym that keeps them to want to keep coming back? If they become inactive, are we following up, truly following up, not giving a token effort? What's our onboarding look like? Are they using the club 20 times, first 60 days? Okay. Are we giving what I call super service? Are we giving that country club level experience at a health club price? Okay. Are we giving that good faith effort? Okay. Make sure we're really paying attention to our member needs. Have we created a sense of community? Are we celebrating member success stories? Those things get forgotten. And what happens with that, now all of a sudden our attrition starts going up and our member referrals start going down. Okay. None of those are going to be, that's like the imperfect storm, right? Number 2, poor working conditions. Poor working conditions. Here's kind of a job description that I give management. We want to create an atmosphere that allows a motivated person to act. We want to create an atmosphere that allows a motivated person to act. I mean, one of the things that I know to be true, if we have a winning attitude and we follow the process, probably going to have success. And so poor working conditions, first thing I look at, what's the attitudes look like around here, and are we following the process? It's virtually impossible to have a winning attitude and follow the process and not have some kind of success. So, poor working conditions. Some of that, requires some good hard, look at ourselves sometime and really being honest with ourselves, how are we handling this and how are we doing this? Now, I can think of clubs that I've gotten involved with in the past where, ownership, we're doing all this for them, but the staff felt just totally beaten down. Okay, and they really didn't feel like they were supported. It was poor working conditions, but the management group really didn't see it. So it can happen, without us realizing it. Number 3, to help explain a decline in sales, your gym has no unique value, or no unique value that anyone sees. And so the question becomes, what is unique about your gym? What are you doing different than everybody else? What do you do so much better than everybody else? And then how are you getting this word out to everybody else? Okay, because if it's not unique, if there's not differentiation, this is going to come down to price. Okay, unless you're the cheapest one in town, it's going to be a tough road to go down. Okay, so no unique value. Number 4 on my list on things that can explain a decline in sales: poor management. Poor management. And one of the big things, I'll talk about some of this here in a bit, but the thing I would mention here is follow-up. Follow-up. One of the things I see happen a lot is, management will get fired up and, hey, we'll hold a training class and, hey, we want you to do this and we're going to go through all this, and they get everybody fired up, but it never gets brought up again. Make sure there's follow-up. Make sure as management, make sure you know your KPIs. How many appointments did you have yesterday? How many of them showed up? How many bought? How many gave referrals? How many new leads did we collect? How many outbound calls did we make? How many did we get a hold of? If you're in management, you need to answer all those questions, because if you can't, you're not going to maximize production. Number 5 on my list of things that can explain a decline in sales: marketing and sales are not aligned. Marketing and sales are not aligned. And so let me give you an example of what I mean here. A few years back, one of the big things out there was that 6-week challenge. You guys may have done some of that. And it did a great job in a lot of cases, a great job of attracting customer interest and getting people in. But if you had an inexperienced sales team, or you didn't really have a tight sales process, we didn't get many of them to convert. And so the marketing, which worked well, was not aligned with the experience of our sales team. And so you want to make sure it's aligned. If we've got an inexperienced sales team, you may need to be marketing, hey, come in and join. If you've got a pretty good sales team, I know when I was in membership sales, it was me and a couple other folks. We were pretty savvy, okay? And they'd run specials like 20 visits for $20, which can be a difficult conversion, at least on the first visit. But we had a lot of success with it because, we were all students of the game, so to speak. But make sure your marketing is aligned with what we're doing. And then make sure we're doing things that kind of help this along. Because what we want to do, we want to put our sales team in a position to have success. Okay, so make sure your marketing and sales are properly aligned. Number 6 on my list is not paying enough attention to the competition. And this gets back to that whole differentiation thing. Make sure you know what your competition is doing. What is not being brought to the market? What do people want that your competition isn't doing? What do you do that is so much better than what your competition does? Okay, make sure you're mindful of what the competition has going on so you can be better, or you can really explain your differentiation. And then last on my list, number 7, you have a poorly trained staff. Unless you are training your staff weekly for at least an hour and holding them accountable to it, you'll never maximize production. Okay, we just can't wing it and expect to have the production that you want. It just won't happen. Now, we've got a great product. I mean, there's not a person on the planet that doesn't want to look better, doesn't want to feel better, doesn't want to live longer. So it's a great product. And sometimes we can have success even if we don't do staff training. But if you want to maximize it, you need to train our staff. Okay, if you want to talk about that, if you need some help on that, hit me up. You can check out the links below. We do a lot of sales training, okay, with clubs really across the globe. Okay, all done via conference calling. It's a very simple process to do. So take a look at it. Take a look at these things that can help explain declining sales. Do you have declining sales? Okay, if you're an individual salesperson, okay, maybe you can look at some of these and go, hey, here's some things I can do, right here to improve my business. So folks, again, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. Appreciate you being here at the channel today. If you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. To learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business to that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And for you folks who are looking to open a new gym, you need funding, you have an existing operation, you need working capital, maybe you're getting ready to sell, your buyer needs funding, we can help provide funding, for up to $400,000 in funding. It is unsecured. There's no restrictions on use. The basic qualification for it is a 680 or better credit score in all three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the 2 previous years. Check out the links below under financing and funding for more information on that program, and then additional options we have for other funding opportunities for your business. So folks, again, my name is Jim Thomas. Appreciate you being here today, and we look forward to seeing you all in that next session.